Almost Famous with John Shea. Featuring local and independent musicians from the South Shore, Boston, and New England. On 95.9 WATD.
And welcome to the Tiny Stage Hour of Almost Famous 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England. Every Tuesday, brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass. I am John Shea. First things first, if you're a local musician, if you have original music you'd like to hear on the radio, get in contact with me. Find all the information on the Almost Famous page at 959watd.com. Follow us tonight on Facebook and Instagram at Almost Famous Radio, and subscribe to our podcast at almostfamousradio.com. Tonight, we're on the Tiny Stage with Brian Sances. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, John. Doing great.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So, for those who might not be familiar with you, give an introduction.
Well, I'm based on Cape Cod. I've been based on Cape Cod my whole life, really, making music out there, playing with different groups. Currently, I'm playing with a group called Sundog Organ Trio. Also, doing some solo stuff under my name, Brian Sances.
That's great. Very cool. And the unavoidable question for the last year plus is, how's everybody doing? Everybody staying safe from COVID, all that stuff?
Yeah, it's been quite a year for everybody, obviously, but it's actually given me a great opportunity to record an album of music that I've been writing for the past few years. So I'm gearing up for that to be released in April 20th. The album's called Free to Fly, and it's going to be 10 original songs.
Awesome. So I've had people here on the Tiny Stage from Boston, here on the South Shore. They've all talked about how COVID has affected their community. We haven't had many from the Cape. So how has COVID-19 affected the music community on Cape Cod?
It's been a huge impact, for sure. I mean, personally, I could speak of... my schedule going into last summer was it was pretty busy. It was pretty packed up, and with all the restrictions and stuff, it was quite limited. And the winter was there was nothing to be had for live music. Like I said, I just took the opportunity to write and record, and I'm glad I did. And that was a huge help just to get through the time.
I can imagine.
It's hard times mentally for everybody. It's like, what are we all gonna do next? So
I want to talk about the album, but let's start off with a song. What are we kicking off the night with?
Oh, great. I'll start with this is, I think, the only instrumental track on the new album. This is called Rosa Ragosa. This is going to be the first track on the record.
Awesome. Brian Sances on the Tiny Stage, 95.9 WATD. It's all yours. Brian Sances on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Nice work, man. That was cool.
Thanks, man.
Before we get too much further, talk about the gear that you have in studio with you tonight, because that sounds incredible.
Oh, cool. Yeah, well, I'm definitely a gearhead as far as music goes. I'm always exploring new sounds and whatnot, but for a lot of years I've been using a loop pedal on stage with me with my solo shows. So everything that you hear is done live. There's no pre-recorded stuff. It's all recorded live. I have a pedal case with multiple guitar pedals in here, like some overdrive, delay, stuff like that, a wah pedal, volume pedal, and I have a small Leslie speaker that I bring around with me too. I got hooked on that sound. I'm a huge fan of the Hammond organ sound, and using a Leslie with guitar is fantastic. So I picked one of those up cheap, and I bring it around with me everywhere. And also, I'm playing a carbon fiber acoustic guitar, which is made by Emerald, and it's just a great instrument for all elements. Playing those kind of cool, crisp shows in September when you're outside and the temperatures are dropping. A carbon fiber instrument's not gonna succumb to the elements like a wooden guitar would. So that's why I invested in that. And that's kind of a short rundown of my guitar rig.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That last song you just played, talk about that. How did that one happen?
Well, that kind of like any instrumental, it usually happens like I just sit down and I'm just playing at the house, or usually at the house, just kind of strumming away. And songwriting can be a really magical experience. All of a sudden you have a whole idea or a whole song in just like a matter of minutes, and you have no idea where it came from. So that's why the whole recording process is so fun, because you get to lay that down forever.
Now talk about this new album that's coming out next month. All
right, so this new album I'm really, really psyched about. It's called Free to Fly, and the cover photo is a photo by my girlfriend, Lydia LeClaire. She's a photographer from Harwich. And it's a photo of a red-tailed hawk that she took. And it's got 10 songs. That song, Rosa Ragosa, is the opening track, and 10 original tunes. Mostly are new, but there are some that are from a few years ago. It's cool, like looking back in the notebook that I write songs, and I always put the date in the corner just for reference, Just like, oh wow, that song was written in 2016, and here I am in 2021 recording it, and stuff like that always just kind of fascinates me. So
the last album that I have from you, I think is Flying Colors, which was 2017, is that right?
I think it was 2018.
2018, and then you released an EP a few years back as well. But over time, as you release new music, how do you think your songwriting has evolved over time?
It's definitely evolving. It's always changing. I feel like the subject matter is always changing. I'm becoming more of a comfortable singer. That's something I feel really good about. I mean, it's been I can credit that to like many, many gigs, just gigs are a great practice, and I've had a ton of them in the last few years, and I should feel comfortable. I'm 39 almost, so I feel like I should be getting there.
Now, elaborate more on that. How do you think your confidence in your own songwriting has evolved since you first started writing music?
Well, I started writing songs when I was a teenager. I was like probably 17, I would say. Yeah, somewhere around there. And I wrote some cool songs back then, definitely, for sure. And it was the same process as it is today. It's that same magic. You just got to be open to it, and you find your influences where you find them.
Do you think the songs find you, or do you find the songs?
I think it's a mixture of both. Yeah, I think it's a mixture of both. I mean, I've written songs like on the way to gigs, just in the car, just like, or sometimes I'll like get an idea one day and like just keep it in the back of my mind, and like, oh, that's a great like idea for a chorus, and then maybe like a week later I'll actually put it down on paper.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's always different.
That is Brian Sances. Let's do another song. What do you want to play next?
Cool. I'm going to play another song off the record. This I released this as a single a few months ago. I did a music video for this one out in Fall River, and this one's called Okay.
All right. Brian Sances, 95.9 WATD. The tiny stage is yours.
I've been thinking about mankind not living up to his name. It's better to be kind than right. I think I learned that from Wayne. Don't really care if I'm a millionaire. Then again, that would be pretty sweet. I count my blessings on both hands and on the toes on my feet. I'm okay today. I've been thinking about the human race, how we're never gonna win, especially if we keep the pace in the direction that we're headed in. Can't be taking steps backwards, it's only gonna hurt us all. Must be sure to remember Together we rise, divided we fall. I'm okay today, yeah. About the last day I'm gonna spend on this earth. Makes me wanna live every day all that it's worth. Makes me wanna spread all the love I can in an endless song, one that'll last forever and play on and on and on and on and on.
Awesome. Brian Sances on the tiny stage on 95.9 WATD. Walk us through how that one was written.
All right, so that song was written during the lockdown. Just thinking about, everything that's been happening in the last year. I have a lot of feelings about global warming and how we treat wildlife. And looking at the last verse there, just living every day for all that it's worth, just getting the most out of every day, because I say in the last verse, it makes me want to spread all the love I can in an endless song. And that's really, like, for me, that's like my best way of communicating anything is, playing my music for people. And I feel like that's why I'm here doing it.
That is Brian Sances. He is joining us tonight on the tiny stage on 95.9 WATD. We are up against our first break of the tiny stage hour. We have a lot more to chat about, more songs to share as well, right here on 95.9 WATD. Stick around.
Almost Famous with John Shea on 95.9 WATD.
And we're back here on the tiny stage on 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England. Brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass. My name is John Shea. Follow along tonight on Facebook and Instagram at Almost Famous Radio. Subscribe to our podcast at almostfamousradio.com. And if you're a local musician, if you have original music you'd like to hear on the radio, get in contact with me. All the information is on the Almost Famous page at 959watd.com. Tonight, we are on the tiny stage being joined by Cape Cod singer-songwriter Brian Sances. How you doing?
Good, John. How you doing?
I'm great. Sounding awesome tonight.
Thank you.
So give yourself another introduction, if you would.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening tonight. My name is Brian Sances. I'm a singer-songwriter from Cape Cod, Yarmouthport to be specific. I've been playing out there for a lot of years, just writing and recording and playing with different groups. And currently I'm playing with the group Sundog Organ Trio. We're a trio, myself on guitar, Colin Bradley on Hammond organ, myself on guitar and vocals, and Dylan Vaughn on drums. And we'll be seeing y'all on the South Shore at the Levitate Music and Arts Festival this summer in July. We got a slot there, and I have a new record coming out April 20th called Free to Fly.
How about a website and any social media pages people can follow?
Sure. My website is just briansances.com, SANCES. And same thing goes for my Facebook page. My Instagram is Brian_V_Sances. But yeah, I'm out there.
It's an unusual time for everybody, but especially for musicians releasing new music. What do you have planned to promote the new record once it's out?
That's a good question. Currently, I'm talking to a few different venues about possibly doing a record release concert. But, being in April is probably going to be just a virtual stream kind of thing. I released, prior to the release of the record, I released 2 music videos this year. One for the song I just played, Okay, and another one for a song called Finally that's also on the record. But, I'm thinking about doing another music video or 2, hopefully. And aside from that, just trying to push it as hard as I can.
Gotcha. Let's do another song, either from that record or from something else, whatever you want to play.
Okay.
What's next?
Cool. I'll play you guys a song. This is called Freeform. And this is a song that we're playing with my group I was just talking about, Sundog Organ Trio.
Let's hear it. Brian Sances, 95.9 WATD. The tiny stage is yours.
Watch out with all that's going on today. Feel that right now is the time to say what it is that's been on your mind. The choice is yours to choose to find. But watch out, the truth at times is hard to see. In these times of great uncertainty, let's be sure before we speak, knowing from the source we see. And to this source I shall return, glowing embers of questions burn. Smoke is slowly rising towards the sky, slowly moving towards the light. To this source I shall return, glowing ember, questions burn. Smoke is slowly rising towards the sky, slowly moving towards the light. When the form is free, things are growing exponentially, taking shape on their own. taking flight to the great unknown. When the form is free, things are growing exponentially, taking shape on their own, taking flight to the great unknown. If you hesitate to speak your mind, and your truth gets lost and left behind, it won't be there for me to find and inspire me. Inspire me.
Awesome. Brian Sances on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Just out of curiosity, what time is that song in?
That's, let's see, that's a good question. We'll have to ask our drummer, Dylan. I have no idea.
I don't think it was in 4.
No.
Part of it might have been.
I think part of it is, and there's like an additional, like 2 on the end of certain parts.
Cool. We'll talk about how that one happened.
Yeah, Freeform, let's see, that's another song that was written recently. In the last few years, just everything that's been happening politically and whatnot, and with searching for the real truth out there, and with all the fake information. That's where a lot of those lyrics come from. And let's see, I'm just looking at the lyrics right now, but pretty much saying just to don't ever hesitate to use your voice and speak your truth, and there's great potential when the form is free.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That is Brian Sances playing live tonight on the tiny stage on 95.9 WATD. We are slowly moving into the state allowing live music to happen again in performance spaces, bars and restaurants. Hopefully soon we'll be allowed to actually sing. Not me, but other people. But talk about, in the time that you've been playing music, what is your favorite on-stage moment that you've been a part of?
Oh, wow. I've done a few shows over the years at the Spire Center in Plymouth, and that's just I think that's a really special local venue.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a very old historic building, and the energy is just really cool in there. The stage is amazing. I did the Flying Colors album release concert there, and did some other shows there too. That had a lot of really cool moments in that room, and just with the groups that I played with over the years. I played like 5 years in a band called Boomba Snap. I played bass with those guys. That was probably the most fun band that was definitely the most fun band I ever played with.
How about an onstage moment you'd rather forget about?
Anytime that I forget the words to a song.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you've got an album dropping next month. Give us the details again on that.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to drop this album on 4/20, April 20th. It's going to be 10 original songs. It's got some great album art by my girlfriend Lydia, and just some of my best tunes to date. It's got some really great guest musicians on there.
Talk about that.
Cool. Well, I've been recording at Underground Studios in Sagamore with my buddy Mike Maccabee, who plays in the group Melk Moon. He's kind of engineering it, and so he's played some lap steel on the record, and Katie Bach-Nickerson, she played a violin on one song, and I did 4 tracks with Russ Lawton and Ray Pachkowski from Solomond, and they play in Trey Anastasio band. So that was really exciting. They are going to be on 4 songs on the record doing drums and keyboards. And my girlfriend Lydia, who has never really had any experience, singing live or anything, so I had her come in the studio and sing on some of the songs as well, and she did such a great job.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
very cool.
It was really cool.
And give it the name of the album again, too, if you would.
It's called Free to Fly.
Awesome. Let's do another track. What are we listening to next?
Cool. Well, I might as well play the title track for you while I'm talking about it.
All right. Love it. We have Brian Sances and his Room of Gear here on WATD.
Come another day. I'll be waiting here when you come my way. Come another day. I'll be waiting here when you come my way. Kingfisher sitting on his perch today. Don't get too close or he'll fly away. Don't let him see you sneaking through to get a better view. And all these cars are just passing through. Ain't that the same for me and you? Ain't that the way it's always been, my friend? Yeah. Come another day. I'll be waiting here when you come my way. Oh, dream catcher sitting on the windowsill. Daydreamer's gonna take a sleeping pill. When he wakes up to see the morning sun, will he recall the things he's done? Kiss of death from a swooping heart. Just to the left, he missed the mark. He escaped to see another day and flew away. Yeah, yeah. From the sky, the sky turned gray and the life slipped away from the one who thought he was free to fly.
Brian, Sances, 95.9 WATD. That Leslie sounds killer in there.
Thanks, man. I know I'm addicted to it.
So talk about that song. How did that one happen?
All right, that song, well, for a long time, I was living in Sandwich, in this really cool spot by the marsh. And that song I wrote just looking out the window, and I'm a big bird watcher. So I would watch the kingfisher sitting out there amongst the other birds. And so they're a really interesting bird. They're really skilled fisher birds. And they sit atop like a stick or something, or a wood over the water, and they dive into the water and pick out little fish. And I'd always just watch them and try to get pictures of them, photos of them, but you can't get too close because they always fly away. And pretty much that is the story about that song, just watching the wildlife out my window. And we're just so fortunate to have so much beautiful wildlife and lands around in this area.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I want to talk influences. Who did you grow up listening to, and who are you listening to now?
Cool. I have a lot of influence. I think my biggest songwriting and musical influence has to be the Beatles. And it's like I still listen to their music today, and like that's like all I listened to when I was a teenager, and it's just still doesn't get boring for me ever. It's just so brilliant, So that's number one. And other influences I have, definitely Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, The Doors, Bob Marley, Billy Joel, Grateful Dead.
How about locally? Who are you listening to in the Cape Cod scene, the Massachusetts scene?
There's a group called the Elevators that are really great.
Love them.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yep.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, man, their music's amazing. I really like them a lot. Melik Moon, I really like a lot. Their songs are great, man. They're really fun to play with. Brendan Princey's another one I like.
Brian Sances is joining us tonight here on WATD. Let's do another song.
Cool. All right, I'm going to try, let's see. Let's do this one. This one's...
We got two more left.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Try some new stuff here. This is called Love Song. This is going to be the last song on the record.
All right. Brian Sances, it's all yours. 95.9 WATD.
Just a little love, just a little love song, just a little love, just a little love is all. Just a little love, just a little love song, just a little love, just a little love is all I need today. I got mad at the car in front of me. It wasn't going my preferred speed. But I recall those words you said to me. Slow it down, no need to hurry. Arrive alive is first priority. And all this time has brought you to where you are currently. I hear cries and calls for unity. I see signs and people in the street. There's certainly a time of great uncertainty. When I think I've had all I can take, I can't avoid these stories as they break. There's one way to fix these messes that we made. With just a little love, just a little love song, just a little love, Just a little love is all. Just a little love. Just a little love song. Little love. Just a little love is all we need today. Just a little love song. Just a little love song. Sat down on the beach on a warm November day. There were seals in the surf. In the distance there was spray. Above the surface and below, a deep breath was underway. And in this moment, everything was fine. The sun was shining, birds were flying through the sky. All the while, shadows brought to light what was creeping up behind. Just a little love, just a little love song. Just a little love, just a little love is all. Just a little love, just a little love song. Just a little love is all we need today. Just a little love. 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 Just a little love.
Very cool. Brian Sances live on WATD on the tiny stage. Nice job.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
We are up against our final break of the night. We have one more song. Does that work for you?
Sure does.
All right. Stay tuned right here on 95.9 WATD. Right now, a look at the forecast.
And now, back to Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD.
For the final time tonight here on WATD, My name is John Shea, and we're on the tiny stage introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England. Tonight, Cape Cod singer-songwriter Brian Sances is in studio. How you doing?
Doing great, John. Thanks for having me tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you for making the trip over the bridge.
Sure thing.
One final time, introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening tonight. My name is Brian Sances. I'm a singer-songwriter from the Cape, and currently I'm playing solo. Got a new record coming out April 20th called Free to Fly, and also I'm playing with a group called Sundog Organ Trio. We also have an EP coming out this March 21st.
Very cool. And your website and social media links.
My website is briansances.com, SANCES, and you can find me on Facebook under Brian Sances, and Instagram is Brian V. Sances.
Awesome. And the new solo album and the band EP, are those going to be on all streaming platforms?
They sure are.
Excellent. Yeah. We have time for one more song. What are we going to the top of the hour with?
This is a song called Flowers in a Jar.
All right. Brian Sances, thank you so much again. Get home safely. We'll talk to you soon. Best of luck with the album release and the EP release, too.
Thank you, sir.
The bridge, the tide was coming in, and with it came the wind across the sea. I turned to face the breeze in easy tidal breathing. What is my lung capacity? Yeah. All I know is I still love the smell of flowers in a jar. It's by far one of my favorites, and I still can't let go of that life that I once knew. And the fact that you couldn't love me while we're young, I hope that I'm still able. Please don't leave me flowers dying on the table. Watch me as I falter. It would appear I'm more than able. Please don't leave me flowers dying on the table. So much higher now this evening. The tide was now receding. The current ebbed and flowed back to the sea. The marsh was filling up like the space inside my head does, when memories come rushing back to me. Yeah. All I know is I still love the smell of flowers in a jar. It's by far one of my favorites. I just can't let go of that life that I once knew. And the fact that you couldn't love me while we're young, hope that I'm still able. Please don't leave me flowers dying on the table. Watch me as I falter. It would appear I'm more than able. Please don't leave me flowers dying on the table. Please don't leave me now. Please don't leave me when. Please don't leave me when I needed you to be my best friend. Please just hear me out. appear I'm more than able. Watch me as I falter. Would appear I'm more than able. So please don't leave me flowers dying on the table.